Oh, jeez.
She's
Okay.
even louder.
Everybody's loud. I will, yeah, now I'm thrown off, yeah. I will call to order the Village of Lansing Planning Board meeting for Monday, April 13th, 2026, to order at 7:04 p.m. We are experiencing some audio issues, so if everybody online speaks quiet, that'll probably be the best.
Probably when you get to thinking.
So the first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes for March 3rd, 2026.
Mike,
Yes.
I'd just like to note for the record that because of an illness, I'm attending remotely and believe that I can be a voting member tonight.
Yes, you can, yep, yeah. Thanks, Tim.
I only had Lorraine and one small correction from Natalie.
Yeah, Lorraine, I only noticed the professional or whatever word was. You guys come.
Okay. Any
Oh, so you need a motion?
other edits? No?
Oh.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for March 3rd, 2026.
Second.
Motion by
I move to that they be accepted.
Motion by Lisa, second by Lorraine, all in favor?
Aye.
Right?
Okay, next item on the agenda is the public comment period. This is an opportunity for anyone from the public to bring up an item that's not already on the agenda for this evening.
I'm Carla Monceau, and I'm here as an observer for the community party.
Hey, Carolyn.
And Kathleen Yen, observer for the Board of Trustees.
Hey, Kathleen. Okay, hearing no other comments, I'll entertain a motion to close the public comment period.
Motion to close it.
Motion by Kevin, second by Lisa, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is to review the landscaping plan. Planning board will review a modified proposed landscaping plan for the newly approved Chipotle restaurant at 11 Graham Road West, tax parcel number 47.1-1-17.13. I know you sent this out, Mike, email.
They have, as far as I can see, they have given us everything.
Yes, or yeah, did they change all of the? I
Even
couldn't
Grand
read.
Road West.
Even Grand Road West is
Oh,
updated, that's
good.
right.
Yeah.
That was
They got that,
All the,
Oh, that was the legend, that was the
Yeah.
one that kind of.
Yeah, it was still messed up.
except the date is not updated on here, it's
Oh, you mean,
under revisions.
under revisions, it isn't. I got it. Boy, kind of scoot listening, is my
It
grandmother would
says,
say.
2/6 planning board meeting comments.
Or they should have put,
It was after.
So under the revisions, they should have put
Yeah, but they just have an updated date there.
number 2 for 4/13, or what?
I don't know when these.
When they
comments
changed
were
it,
made,
yeah.
though.
Okay, but they
Well,
need to
you
put it
did
in
They
there.
changed it after the 3/9 meeting.
So I was just asked them, what
That was our 3/9 is what we commented.
Yes, but we didn't have a plan that was done at that time, right? No.
What do you mean 9? What do you mean 3/3?
3/3.
We didn't have one yet.
No, we didn't have, we canceled that one on the.
Then why don't we just approve March 3rd minutes? Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's not
What
right.
minutes did we?
What do we have to do? What did we just do? Oh, it's not.
March 3rd then.
No, wait, it's March 3rd, the
No,
right date?
March 9th is supposed to be.
March 9th.
Oh, I see, yeah, so the minutes that we approved are March 9th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead
I'll
of-
make those changes then.
So we'll go back.
So they have the wrong month on their notes
Yes.
then.
But aren't
Probably.
they supposed to put it over there?
Yes, but they probably had the wrong month, because it was on the 9th. So
Right. It
Oh.
wasn't right.
They probably just had.
Oh,
a
I
typo.
see what you're, oh my God.
I'll give them the benefit.
If you approve this, I'm gonna have Mike just sign this and then I'll keep it in my
Yeah, the wrong month.
archives.
I mean, it looked okay to me. I see that they did change the
Yeah.
legend around a bit and they added.
Okay, so they're saying this reflects 3/9.
Yes.
Got it. 'Cause,
And they
yeah, all
did
right.
probably agree.
And yeah, I looked at all the kind of the things and I think it looks better.
And I think it's full.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know if there's
definitely-
anything
right,
else
they-
to do.
Right,
I
they did
think
what we
it's
asked,
great.
and anything beyond that would kind of look
Crowded.
kind of forced, yeah.
But no, I think it looks good.
So they went with the maple. Is that what we decided on, is the maple?
I don't think we decided.
I think we left it up to them to
Yeah.
try to make a,
Which
yes.
kind of makes sense because they have,
We're just reading on the paper because I'm getting about the trees that
Yes,
are
they
most
have.
likely to be dangerous.
so they're gonna have a maple. and
Is it
they have
maples
a
now?
Norway on their
No.
side.
It's probably protected. Well, no, it's pretty when you get there. We'll see.
Right?
No, I just said it makes sense. I mean, they're putting the maple in there near the entrance, and then they already have an oak over to the left of that, and then they have all the spruce, so.
Yeah,
And then another maple.
as long as they're shade trees, I think is the main, is the point. I don't think it matters. In fact, maples are a little less trouble leaf-wise
I
because
found
oaks
out
drop
that
so
they must
late.
have added in those MPs that were missing. They're all in there now. Is that the one we couldn't find?
Oh, that's right, there was the one that was missing.
Yeah.
Okay, so just for clarification, I guess, for the minutes, so the approval of minutes that we just approved were from March 9th,
Yes.
2026, not the 3rd. And then, right, as we're discussing Chipotle landscaping plan, the discussion is under revisions. They have on February 9th, it should really be March 9th.
Yes.
Other than that, you're good with this?
Other than that one.
Other than that.
Yeah, I would just make note that you're not requiring them to pay to the tree bank.
Right.
That was decided the last, if they got to 22, there wouldn't be any payment into the.
Right. So, yeah, we have to just say that this is what we
I
did.
think it's suited.
Yes, it is suitable
Yeah.
for the site.
Do you need to take a vote that
I think we should.
They-
It never hurts to
there's
do
mostly
that.
25, there are three
We're approving it.
you're approving with 3 units left, and you are,
Waiving
We're not
any fee.
waiving the fee. We're not expecting them to put anything in the bank or a free bank.
So, in discussion of the landscaping plan in front of us, I'll entertain a motion, or I guess just put to a vote that it's okay to waive the 3 missing trees given the site plan and the work that they've done and the consideration they took from our comments.
Just basically the site
Yeah.
can't really tolerate them anymore.
Right.
and Not
Yeah.
a planting
So-
It's
area.
not that big.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the proposed landscaping plan minus 3 additional tree units.
Minus 3 units.
And no payment.
And no payment into the tree bank.
Yeah. I move that we accept the revised landscape plan that reflects 22 tree units rather than the 25 required by code, and that we do not expect the developer to put any additional money into the tree bank.
Motion by Lisa.
Got that?
Yeah. Motion by Lisa.
Second.
Second by Lorraine. All in favor? Thanks, Jim. Now I'm looking up there. Thank you, Jim, for not being loud. It's not you, it really isn't.
no, I needed Jim's second.
Oh, there you go.
I could hear him.
Okay, next item on the agenda is to continue the discussion of the village code changes and corrections. So, last time we met, Lorraine and I had met once, well, we had discussed, after we had all gone through and kind of chunked up the code and looked at the chart and figured out what we wanted to add or remove from zones, definitions, uses, things like that. We had decided to go back through all the notes from all the minutes we've done. Lorraine and I had met once. We did in between the last meeting and this meeting, met 2 other times, and happy to announce that we have gone through everything that we talked about. I used AI, it was great. It's all
You're not
public.
supposed to tell them.
It's all publicly available, so it's good. No, it took us up until the end of the last meeting to go through some things, and Mike was actually in the office, so we bounced a couple items off him, but we are done with that. I did take the previous link that I sent out, I'll send it out again, where we had, here's the things we want to add, here's the things we want to remove. So we added a couple new columns to that just to kind of help with the next set of discussions, to make sure if there was something in terms, is that appropriate? If not, can we move it to definitions? Is there a definition? For a lot of those things, there wasn't, but we have a proposed definition from Natalie or Mike. And then also the kind of new uses that we want to add into the charter uses. For those things, for most of them, if not all of them, there is a definition or a proposed definition. The one thing we do have to talk about those things is what districts we think those new uses should be allowed in. So we can decide to do that now or after the fact, but I will send that link back out and everyone can kind of see the kind of notes columns there. And yeah,
Do you want to go over it now? Do you want to pull up the chart?
I can pull it up really quick.
You know,
I
I'm
did-
having a hard time not having visual.
I purposely did not send it out because I just wanted this meeting to be we're done with it and there's information there. I didn't want to go through and do a deep dive review of it. Happy to pull it up,
No,
but it really is meant for the next meeting to
So-
give you all time to look at that.
I don't remember which one, where we. Okay, so I was trying to think too about how you want to present this when you could present it to the trustees so that this isn't really hard. What was versus what we are suggesting. And that's going to be kind
So we've got in the, from when we chunk stuff up, like when you and I met, when you and
of, Jonathan,
Jonathan started, then you and I finished.
yeah,
When it was Yumila and Jim, when it was me and Lorraine, so we've got a bunch of notes from all those meetings about, here's why we think we should add or remove something from a
and just
district.
consolidated
And
everything.
it's all in there.
But I mean, visually, you know, we're going to have this chart.
We'll do the chart,
Yeah.
and so we've got stuff color coded, and there were some extra colors on there that we took off, because that was more questions for us.
Yeah,
Because there were some discrepancies between when we started talking about stuff and then what was put into code because of some changes to like HHS with research, so we've got all that in there.
okay, 'cause I think.
But it's a big discussion, and it's color coded
But-
and highlighted, and yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it was important that we not use color for the SP, like the red SP
Yep.
versus, because we're gonna need other colors to help other people
Yeah.
understand from, you know, that. you know.
Yep, so there's what's in there right now, and you'll see it, we're not gonna, right, so we'll have it in at least one more meeting, if not one after that, to discuss how to present it, but, it's color coded and highlighted, and there's also, you know,
Well, I mean,
other identifiers in there about here, we want to change this and here's why.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, and it's really funny as we went back through and looked, I thought a lot of it would be adding or removing stuff from districts. A lot of it was definition stuff. And I know
Yeah,
we
I
talked
think
about it a
that
ton, and that was the bulk of it,
Because
is,
we kind of did the district
Yeah.
thing already as, a group, you know.
yeah, and there's a bunch, but more of it is definition
That's more
stuff.
important is, yeah, should this be allowed in certain districts? Yeah, I think that should be.
So I'll send the link out again for people to review, we'll talk about it at the next meeting again, yeah.
So should we have Mike also print out, I mean, it would be on a large.
Yeah, if you wanna print out a bigger sheet of it, just for folks to look at.
I think that would be
It would
very
probably be
helpful,
helpful, because it'd probably be hard to see everything.
With-
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
dated appropriately.
Yes.
Do we have a path for presentation here? Because you're going to be handing this stuff out that you two worked on. I'm assuming it's the changes to each district, the definitions. We still need to really go through the cross-referencing process. Maybe just off the cuff here, maybe assign everybody a district where you go down through there. If there's a note, check that note where that went to. Does it make sense going to that section?
Right, and so,
Have you done that?
yeah, so we've got that in the chart too. Is it in terms, yes or no? Is there a definition, yes or no? Is it referenced somewhere else in the code, and is that accurate? So there's notations in there too about, yeah, this thing says go to, 14563M.
But you have.
14563M doesn't exist, it's really 14563P
P.
or whatever,
right,
yeah.
there's one.
Or we skipped over, so a lot of that's referenced in there. We'll want to do a final reading of it anyway before we all, go through that. And so, it's not going to be like 1 or 2 meetings before it goes to the trustees, because there's still definitions we have to decide on. But those are all identified in there too, that says, here's the, yes, this is all right, yes, there's a definition, but an alternate definition was discussed. What do we want to settle on?
Okay, so be ready to discuss this at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll send it out tomorrow morning after we meet. It's the same link if you haven't. go for it, great, but otherwise I'll send it out again, you can see all the notes in
I
there.
can just forward it to you.
No, I'm not, I never throw anything.
I know.
I never throw it.
Well, I don't empty my trash or anything. But, oh, it's in the village one anyway.
Yeah.
Which is.
Oh, no,
Oh.
I have it in my board.
I think
I was gonna say,
had it
yeah.
originally
Yep.
in.
Yeah,
That was
well,
before we switched over.
Yeah, it was before, so I have it like flagged.
Yeah.
It's been like the Bible for me.
Yeah,
So
that-
I can just like click on it, yeah.
Yeah, come to think about it, I'm not sure I've ever opened it up in the village.
But I'll send the link out again.
Okay.
It's all in there, if you have questions,
Yeah,
ask outside and then we can talk about it at the next meeting. But I think there's enough discussion that we're not gonna vote on anything or make a recommendation at the next meeting. You'll be able to see in there the definitions that we have to kind of settle on for something. And the other kinds of just things that we need to clean up.
so why is this?
That's for the next.
Oh, we'll get there.
Um,
But questions about that?
Oh, for one.
Or are people pretty good with that? Well, like I said, the goal was for us to get through it, we got through it.
Oh, is this?
I did take all the public, because they're all public. Because we always sit here and we always say, when did we discuss that, what was the conversation? I put them all into
What's your preferred name?
into my preferred, I used Notebook LM, which is a Google product. And it was great to go in and say, when did we, I sat there with a ring, I said, when did we talk about identity residential?
Bonnie, can you look this one?
And it was like, oh, you talked about HDR, and it even picked up out of the context, because it just searches the documents that I put up there. Here's when you talked about HDR, and it gave us and it gives you like a synapse of every meeting, here was the high level context of this and this one, and this one, and this one. And if you want to know what you really talked about, you can click it, and it'll take you right to those minutes, and it was very useful. Because before, I had-
Use it right.
I had the chart of uses up, and then I had the definitions and terms up, and then we had a printout of, I think it was from you,
Yeah, the
you,
definitions from now.
I think, and then Lorraine had some other notes up, and
And
she
then I was
had the
going through
minutes
all
up,
the
and we're like,
minutes.
where are, so
Yeah.
it sped up a lot when we went through,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's really helpful.
Yeah, yeah, it was,
So I'm gonna
our
keep
meeting,
doing that.
I mean, we still took the 2 hours or whatever, but it was a
Right,
lot
but
quicker.
it was a lot,
you
yeah,
did-
it was more
Well,
efficient, for
because we
sure.
ran into a couple of things where we couldn't find
Yeah, I'm like,
anything in the minutes.
Where did we talk about this?
And so I had listened to a couple of the old meetings on Zoom, and then I took the transcription. I tried to take some of the transcription on some of the pieces, but it's
So
really hard.
so you gotta teach us all how that works, is what I would.
And we can take the transcript, we can take the video and feed that in too, and it'll be so.
Oh, yeah,
Because it's all
but it-
publicly available.
Okay, so, but how does it access all of the public documents?
So I had to go, I downloaded all the minutes and then I uploaded
Oh,
them
you
into
did
a,
have to,
yeah, a little.
So you
Yeah.
have to provide
Yeah.
with basic
Yep,
material.
here's the source, I want to ask a question, here's the source that I should look at.
Okay,
Yep.
that's straightforward.
Yep, and I downloaded them right from the website, so I didn't do anything that I had, like, any board discussions or anything, not that anything to do with fucking.
So you have to spend some time doing that, downloading the stuff.
Yep, once I had them all downloaded and uploaded, now it'll take like, 20 seconds to upload the next set of minutes.
Yes, that's
Which is
right.
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty useful, it really was.
Oh,
Okay,
So if we start reading through this and anybody has questions or anybody has, there's
just ask Google.
just, well, I'm just saying, do you want to hear from us or do you want to wait till the meeting?
No, if you have questions before now in the next meeting or thoughts, definitely send them along
okay,
to the email changes so we can make sure that we've like looked stuff up and verified it. That's fine.
okay.
The more efficient we can make the next meeting going over this stuff, the better.
Oh, this is the tier one.
yeah, I'm not letting that one go, Lisa.
No, I didn't realize I put
I told
720
Mike
and
that. I said, I'm not
730 Warren
letting
Road.
this go.
I didn't really,
So the next item on the agenda is to
and I had it on my notes.
discussion of possible rezoning change, or possible zoning change for 720 and 730 Warren Road. There is a map in front of you, but I'll let Mike, everybody knows, but I'll let Mike add some context, just a little bit.
I mean, we've discussed this a few times and
Yeah.
it makes sense. I had, the mayor asked me about why we were thinking about the changes and I said, I told him the same thing that we all discussed before, that, know, it's in a residential district now. It was a stretch at one time, they had Dairy One go in, I looked it up, talking to you, and how they actually got it in the high-density residential, was they claimed it was to be an office use. That was stretched at the time, so it's,
And now it's definitely,
both of them are
different.
out of place. And it's not like you're moving across town to another district, you're moving them right to a district that's right next to it. And it makes sense, and it's gonna open up a world of different uses for them.
Are those both Dairy One buildings, or what is that?
yeah.
So like I said, it makes,
And, yeah, I was thinking about this, because I hadn't internalized it, that this was Dairy One, because I was thinking about, we got to talk about whether we want to do that, it's kind of separate from a whole discussion. But, this open part on the other side, I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it just doesn't.
No, because that's right, that's
That's
medium density.
open, that's one that's, you know, it's kind of lowlands, and everybody buys it and
it's
gets
all
it.
that.
It's all, that, yeah, there's been some things to come before.
Did that one woman that came, I thought she purchased that land.
Not that small parcel, the one
Well, next, the
To the
big one
south.
next to it,
Yeah.
across the way.
across,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah, I think so I think,
There should be no impact, though. Well, I mean, it might not always be Dairy One, but obviously
We
then,
also have mind you, there's like a pond over there,
Yeah.
but abutting medium density
yeah,
in other places.
yeah, I think if those two lots were,
became
what is
something
it,
else.
is it BTD right now? Or even if there were, I think if somebody like Dairy One came in and said, we want to do this here, we'd say, you can't do that here.
Yeah,
But if it was BTD, you could, and I think that's, especially there with, what is that, Warrenwood? Going down there? No,
Blanchard, no,
Or what is this, Country Walk, is that?
Northwoods Apartments.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's,
It's pretty far back,
yeah,
and because there is wetlands kind of behind here, which is the, you know, that empty space. I
Yeah.
can't think, well, I was just thinking, is there any reason not to do this, is what I was trying to think. Because it isn't always going to necessarily be a Dairy One, but we still have noise, if there were noise issues, we still have the same things.
How long has Dairy One been there? Like, do you know off the top of your head?
It was,
How long has Dairy One been there?
I don't know.
I mean, it's been a long
They've
time.
been there
Since-
since,
I've been on the board.
in fact, their landscape plan is one of the few things I'm
Do
embarrassed
you want to
about.
pull up the usage in BTD and see if anything would
Yeah.
potentially problematic?
And what they're then,
Review here, so, well, lots is not subject.
15 years is thinking.
How 15?
I wonder if the one building was there.
Yeah,
I think it was built while
I think the farther building going towards the post offices was there before the other one.
Yeah, that building's older.
I think.
Do you want to know?
We're gonna go through the.
Yeah, maybe, I
uses
mean,
of
I guess for
BTD,
both
see if
buildings,
anything will
were they
be
both built at the same time?
problematic.
Yeah, I think we should.
It's a little straight from between.
The strip behind me,
Oh, that's
Here.
another driveway. That's the other driveway, right?
yeah,
So
oh,
there's
the
two
the
driveways.
dividing
in
line
there.
there, yeah, that's. There's a lot of wetland kind of stuff along there, both behind, and in fact, there's a lot of dead trees, but you see, you can't cut them down because of that. And then,
yeah,
and
so,
then, of course, given, well, we don't know. Yes.
We don't.
No, but you know what we discovered is that 20 Bomax is up for sale.
Well, the Transact is,
Yeah, 20 Bomax. For like 7 million, was it?
6 or 7.
I see it was right around there, yeah, it's, there's a public listing for it, so.
What are they?
Maybe.
We'll look for Mike to come back, but yeah, so there are some differences, right, between the existing HDR and BTD.
What would be the,
So bank administrative offices,
That
Commercials.
That's what that would be.
that's something that would be allowed in HDR, that's not
In
HDR, but not BTD?
in I'm sorry, in BTD, but, oh wait, no, because it's,
Wait a minute.
I gotta look at this, right?
What is allowed in BTD that would not be allowed in HDR?
Right, so,
BTD.
right, so bank administrative offices is in BTD, but not HDR. Commercial assembly soft goods is in BTD, but not HDR. Employee cafeteria food and beverages in BTD, but not HDR. High traffic food and beverage is in BTD, but not HDR.
Okay.
Light industry and manufacturing, low impact technology, low traffic food and beverage, medical laboratory, those are in things that are in BTD, but not HDR.
Slow down. Light industry manufacturing, what was it?
Low impact technology,
Low impact technology, and then low traffic.
low traffic food and beverage, and medical laboratory. Those are in BTD, but not HDR. Mixed use is in BTD, but not HDR. Motel, hotel. Pharmacy, research, design, prototype, production. Now, mind you, also, these are things that we're going over that we have some, but not a ton. Small scale sales. Temporary non-commercial activities. Transportation services. And warehousing, storage, distribution. So those are all things.
What if somebody wanted to put a grocery store in there? So did you already say?
Well, that might be allowed in this one.
Yeah, that might already be allowed, yeah. Would you classify grocery store as?
Say a house.
High traffic food.
Small scale sales.
Large scale sales?
Large.
And so that's kind of a new use that
There's
we're.
no such thing as large.
Yeah, there's small scale sales, but we
No
are
large
recommending a
scale.
large
I'm
scale.
talking about what we plan on.
Yeah,
doing.
sure, there'll be a
Service.
separate large scales.
Oh.
If you understand.
So we would have to decide if that would be allowed there, and I mean, like,
Okay, so,
might be an okay place for it, sure.
Yeah, well, that's.
oh, for a grocery, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
right, exactly, yeah.
Application would be.
It would be, traffic would be the biggest problem.
Yeah, but it would be no different
But
than
they
going
have a
downtown.
light.
Yeah,
They have a light
Yeah,
that goes right across. to-
oh, that's right, you're right.
at the one there, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
from the
across
airport,
the
yeah,
airport.
yeah.
That's,
right.
yeah.
So what here would not be good? There's a lot of things, actually.
That would not be good.
Well, no, I'm just saying that there's a lot of different.
There's a lot of changes, but I think if you,
Self-assembly.
That dairy one just has to be in something else that's a go.
Yeah. it's-
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that's, I think if something similar goes in there that's not dairy one, it's the next thing, I mean,
It's one of these.
and those aren't.
Would a motel, hotel be okay?
Sure.
It is, I mean, it's really.
It's right across from the airport,
I was gonna
And there's
say,
one there, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, mixed use, we're trying.
Yeah,
to-
mixed use, I think,
We want
probably.
mixed use, yeah. High traffic food and beverage, we have a light.
Yeah.
I was worried a little bit about manufacturing and stuff for smells and sounds, pollution or something.
There's stuff in the code, there is stuff in the code about that though, obnoxious, yeah,
Most of
smells
those
and
probably
stuff.
require a special permit.
So,
Yeah, those are, and some of those are additional conditions on a special permit,
transportation services like the
Okay.
swap out.
which you get, I mean,
That would be great to have come up with there. Actually, again,
Out of
Yeah.
the way.
right,
Right by the
yeah.
airport.
do you see anything here that's scary?
No. No, I reviewed what was originally there, now not what we planned on changing.
Right,
I didn't see anything that would be out of suit.
yeah,
So how long have they been like?
You're on one of the largest roads we have in the village.
yeah, boy, yeah, it is.
I'm sorry?
How long have they been?
I've got Dairy One down as 2015.
Oh,
I mean,
is that about right, Kevin?
7:30. 7:30, I looked up on my computer, but I'll send that to you.
Because I I thought one of the buildings was older than the next.
One is older than the other, for sure, yeah.
But this one is the one. I know that it was since I've been on the board.
Yeah. Well, I think too, right, the one came back because they were talking about, it wasn't much of a change other than they wanted to put the battery energy system in there. So that was one of the more
Oh,
recent
that was,
discussions.
yeah, but the original one was the one where we didn't really buckle down on the landscape plan.
Yes.
It was two pitiful trees. And every time I drive by, I think, oh, how did we let that happen? It just is one of those things where it's just,
Recommended change in zoning and additional trees not.
Yeah,
that's right, yeah. If you want to plant 3 more trees,
Well, are
please.
you having, low traffic food and beverage as a special permit in B&T district?
Well, one thing we know change to the footprint,
Yeah.
just the change in use. I don't remember
Right, it would
what
be
that's a
change
carve
in
out
use,
for,
yeah.
if that's
They
a
were
carve
gonna
out for
add-
commercial.
They were gonna add something on that?
I don't think they were.
What, gonna add a
I know it's
building?
a carve out for residential, I don't know if it's a carve out for commercial off the top of my head. Like, because we don't want the beekeeper to have to put
Right.
branches. But maybe it's.
Oh, you're
not
talking
carved.
about the tree thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I would have to
We
look
could
back at the
just ask
tree
them
law.
if they would be kind enough to put more trees. I mean,
For shade for patrons.
yeah, that's it.
So
What?
Yeah, I want to say it. I think Mike's right.
Okay, I think it's a reasonable thing.
Okay,
That makes sense.
Then in that case, I will, we can vote on recommending to the trustees that we change 720.
Do we go by parcel number?
Yeah, we do
I
that.
don't have it
The local
here.
law will.
Yeah, the local law will,
For
but
the
at least for
promotion.
here, to make a recommendation to the trustees that but this is just a,
Motion.
yeah, just a motion to recommend to the trustees that 720 and 730 Warren Road be changed over from HDR to BTD. All in favor?
Do we second?
Yeah. Oh, there was no second. Anybody want to second? Second by Kevin, there
And now we should vote.
you go. Yeah, all in favor?
Um,
Lorraine?
Oh, sorry.
And Jim said aye. Okay. So I will send that them tomorrow morning too. It's easy when things make, when things make sense, you know. Yeah, I think honestly, there's a couple other places, we've talked about them too, as we talk about, you know, our concept of kind of step downs. But when you look in the other area, especially with Warren is like a major strip there, I think that it really makes sense. Those are the two that are out of character for right there.
Yeah, you're right.
If something were to happen on that MDR lot there, you know, we can talk about that in the future, but it's, I think that this really does make sense for that area.
That's a hard thing, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I'm actually surprised over all these years that there hasn't been more development on Warren Road and more business, I mean, not just factory type things or, you know, like FedEx, you know, whatnot.
Such a
But
busy
I'm
road.
just surprised there wasn't more development.
Now, there might be some new development in FedEx, you never know.
Oh, maybe,
So
but,
it's,
I mean, well, I guess they could come in and tear down the building, right? I mean,
Well, farther down now in Lansing, there's more stuff going on.
there is, yeah, as you go out, there's, what is it, Village Circle?
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
way
what-
down at the other end.
Yeah.
That's like the very end, yeah.
But past the airport, I think it's because of the airport.
Yeah, I think the airport has probably more.
Because, you know, it can be noisy.
I don't know, I don't notice it.
How
I
many
mean,
It
Like
depends
that.
on the
I
wind.
hear a label over every once in a while.
What?
I'm in like that, I don't know.
You can hear it, I mean, does it bother you, Natalie? Me either. I think you
You
just
just
get
do it.
used to it.
I was gonna say, when I was on Bomax,
Yeah, I mean.
It's
there's not exactly,
It's
like you got a flight every 10 minutes
The 5 o'clock.
Those early ones, yeah.
You
But
have to be awake.
I slept
and
through
having
it.
trouble
No,
sleeping.
yeah, and like the other morning, I was like, oh, they're finally on time. It makes more sense.
No,
I was
it
like,
helps
yeah,
that-
like, oh, they're on was.
We had a thing here where we were out, it was a fog, as I had wisely jumped ship. I was trying to get home here from Philadelphia, and I realized when all the flights were canceled, oh my God, I just kept walking, went to the car rental and drove home.
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah.
And there was fog here for about 4 days.
Oh, yes.
Nobody did a thing, and all of a sudden, I was awakened. And it was that 5 o'clock in the morning flight taking off, and I said, oh my God,
Hey, it's clear.
because I hadn't heard it for 4 days. I thought, what's that noise? You know, it is interesting how you just do it.
Yes, yeah, you know, like.
Yeah, and somebody was complaining that, you know, the flights here are terrible, but I'm kind of glad, because we are pretty small, and we are right here.
I flew out of here to go to Nashville and back, and we had no issues.
It's really
no,
convenient.
it's just,
It's convenient to fly from here.
yeah, it is, and then if something happens, you just roll home.
I can drive home. But okay, moving on. Next item on the agenda is the trustee report. I talked to Jim yesterday, and he had Jim was a little ill for a while. I'm not sure, Jim, if you had a.
Actually, I do have a report.
Okay, go for it.
Softly.
Sorry.
And Catherine can fill in anything I've missed, because I think I got most of it, but as I mentioned, there was a lot of echoing in the chamber. So, okay, the April 6th trustees report. They passed local law C, a tax override. They opened and closed the public hearing on the proposed 2026-2027 budget and then adopted it. They waived the 30-day notice for a liquor license for the fish fry. There was a long discussion about emergency preparedness plan, which I didn't get all of it, but there was a long discussion on that. And then they passed a resolution for the mayor to sign a document regarding the beautification plan. Carolyn will be the contact with respect to the use of the funds. And then there were further discussion. Each trustee described what they were working on. Again, I didn't get a lot of that, but there was, I think, then the mayor discussed they're looking at getting an external on-demand HR service when needed, and they're working with the county human rights director on that. And a job description for a deputy town clerk is still in the works. And that's all I have.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Regarding the only other things were the presentations for Quio and from the land trust and the updating of and I'm sorry, the greenhouse gas emission update, change in methodology, and then the EMC. Oh, I'm sorry. EMC was the land trust and the 2024 greenhouse gas inventory with Terry Carroll from the Planning and Sustainability. And then a reminder about the Earth Day Festival, Cornell Cooperative Extension, and a lot of partner organizations are hosting down on the Commons. Water Resource Council annual report was submitted. And you mentioned the draft Tompkins County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan and the Village Emergency Preparedness Plan. So Mayor Hardaway and I went to the training, the technical assistance training, March 12th. And will be kind of like the hazard mitigation plan. Will be just, this will be a comprehensive emergency management plan that the county has. And then there's an appendix where the towns and villages and city will have theirs they can add in. So it goes everything from preparedness all the way to recovery and resilience. So we're updating policies and plans right now.
Well, thanks for filling in. I mean, because a lot of that discussion, I couldn't really get because of, as I mentioned at the outset of this meeting, the echoing in the chamber, and I was.
Oh, yeah.
So I tried to make sure that I got items on which action was taken.
Yeah, you did. You captured them all. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jim, thanks, Kathleen. Lisa, did you have?
No, I was just wondering, on the local law, I guess
The tax cap?
did this impact anything?
No, we didn't see the tax cap. We pass it every year, just in
Okay.
case.
No, has this impacted anything that we're discussing?
The tax cap?
No, this is the amendments to the,
Oh, no, he was reading off of the revised.
yeah, but this is the local law that was just passed, right?
That was passed a few meetings ago.
Oh, it
The
was.
local law at the last meeting was
So-
to override the tax cap.
Oh, I
if
was
necessary.
asking about this one, actually.
That has to do with setting density requirements in
Okay.
BTD and.
That's, okay.
That's when we, right,
Okay.
And it was passed.
Okay.
okay, next item on the agenda is other business. Kevin. I'm skipping around here, by the way.
I know, you didn't come on me first. I was
Jim?
surprised.
I don't have anything.
Okay, Lorraine?
Oh, you didn't have to come back to me. I was just-
Oh, I'm skipping around.
I was just joking. So-
Actually, I'm doing this on purpose, that's besides the point, but.
Oh, okay, so I do want to bring up, I know Mike didn't put the sign discussion on the agenda, which is fine, but I do want to bring up something that I had mentioned before, those signs over at McDonald's. Mike had brought that up before when we were talking about other signs somewhere else, and I remember he mentioned those signs that they have up about we're hiring or whatever. Anyway, they've been up a long time. I've also
Gigantic
noticed.
yellow signs with red text.
Yeah, I mean,
massive
they're an
everywhere.
eyesore, and they've been up there too long. I mean, I've seen, they have the same signs as the McDonald's down on my road.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, I know that, the ones at McDonald's, you know, the ones that say.
They've
we're
got gigantic, like 4x8 signs that say
Yellow.
now hiring,
Yellow and red.
yellow background, red text. I think it was more of a discussion of, with the sign, it wasn't, the signage law per se as, hey, there are some things over there.
Oh, yeah,
Is that
yeah,
allowed
yeah, that's
thing to
what,
do with
yeah, that's
signage?
what we were gonna talk about.
Is it temporary? Yes, that's
Yeah.
okay. Permanent, obviously,
Yeah.
no, but we just weren't sure. Yeah.
Anyway, those have been up for a long time, and they really are ugly. I mean, I think they should take them down.
But
Yellow,
the
yellow,
problem-
They haven't.
yellow and red is always
The
up.
problem is, with this whole thing, well, first of all, we do need to at some point look at our sign
Yeah.
code, because,
Yeah.
we've never really, we talked, or initially, at some point, we were gonna have a presentation, this is 10 years ago or something, on digital signage. And I don't think any of us really want digital signs, and oh my God, I was driving in, and they're huge, giant electronic billboard
Yeah.
out on Route.
By 84 Lumber.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
no,
my
I know.
God. I
I
just
know, and now
thought,
I'm seeing those all over.
and so.
I will say that one is surprisingly better than some of the other ones you see.
But I was pretty, I didn't come that way, I guess you want, but we really need to look at the thing comprehensively. But the thing, it is really hard, though, to set aesthetics. I think you have to go with size more than meaning. Because you know what, some people like, I can't stand, and vice versa, we know about our trees lined up versus staggered. So we have to be careful, but we should be able to do better than we are. We've talked about now a couple of things that are just visually not very appealing, and it would be nice if we could check other codes and see what makes sense with that. But we have to do it a little slower. You can't just go and say, we don't want, we want.
But so do you know for things like that, right? So McDonald's came in, they had their, just no different than anything else. They had Ross or McGuire or whatever. They came in, they had their approved sign package. They put their signs up. It was all approved, great. And then, and I'm not picking on McDonald's, but then there's some other ones here in the village too. But like McDonald's wouldn't put those up. How does signage?
There are certain signs that you are allowed to put up
Okay.
on a temporary basis.
Yeah,
Yes, I
temporary.
agree, they should be there permanently. I mean, some of, you have your election signs, you have,
Blood drive.
rental signs, your for sale signs, the job, as long as that they're also included in that. Those are listed, I can't.
Yeah, there is a term for it
15
in
or
there.
11 or something like that,
Yeah.
where you can have them but there is there is a limit on how long you're supposed to have
I
them.
was gonna say
And is
temporary,
And
Is there a size limit also? Because I was quickly
Yes.
looking through the sign law before I came, and I feel like it said
they're
that,
5 square feet.
yes.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how big is 5 square feet?
not very big.
Not very big, yeah.
So the sign.
Yeah, it's like a yard sign, yeah, right?
Okay.
But one of the things, and like moving ones, and I can't stand those tall fluttery things. They're
Yeah.
just-
Oh, right.
In most cases, I get out those and have them tear them down if they're.
But what about, and I think that's why they're out in front of, East Point now too, but they're always down in front of the tire place down in Meadow Street where the plastic balloons.
fake
Yeah,
balloons,
I'm trying to
So they
get,
don't move, I guess, or say, I don't know.
they do, no, the ones at East
They
Point
move
with
in
them.
the wind.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Mike to go over there and tell them they have to remove them.
They're
The ones at East Point, the cluster balloons
They're
that
at
I've
the
been talking
corner
about.
of Warren.
They're too-
I did get
Yeah.
them, I did get the maintenance, East Point Maintenance did go and remove them up on, they were on Warren Road
Oh.
too. They had them there and down in front of East Point, and the guys went up and took them out for me. They were laying on the ground.
Yeah.
They were on the ground for a while.
Yeah, and it was driving me crazy, and so Cole as soon as I told him, he went right up and took them off, he removed them. But I told him, the sandwich board is fine. So they put the sandwich board
Now the
back up.
sandwich board is on the ground, well, I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
up on Warren Road, it's up, it
Oh,
hasn't
it is
fallen
now.
over, but the one down at
Wow.
East Point is laying down.
But well, so, yeah, I mean, let's,
This is the
Yeah.
main reason why I didn't want to get into signing, because as Lisa said, this is a topic that we could probably get into quite a bit.
Yeah,
but I think your response was good, right? It's, that's a good, right, there are parts of code that deal with, temporary hiring, things like that. So we should review that as part of the bigger signage discussion. Right, it's not so much like, when you're talking about signage for a building or a planned sign area, this is temporary signage outside, outside that.
what, I think, is it defined exactly what temporary is? That's it. For example, just,
Some of it's in
and I
there.
don't want to belabor all of this, because it really is its own topic, but, when you say leasing or rental, they're never going to be full capacity. They could have rental signs up ever. You know what I mean? Because they never are 100% full. And so we have those out there forever. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff
I
that
mean, kind of
really should.
limiting the commerce, if you say
That's
you can't
right.
advertise renting.
No, that's what I'm saying, so.
But that's a good point to take
But
into
there's certain
consideration.
ones
when
that, when you're defining temporary, be careful what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is it like a 6-month time period, or is it?
But if it's leasing,
I know,
I'm saying,
right, well,
It's-
so
it's
the other
specified.
thing too, one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up is because if say, let's use McDonald's as the example, they've got those signs out there and other businesses see those red and yellow signs, and other businesses see that and say, hey, McDonald's was able to put those up, I can put those up too, and I think that's probably what happened down the street here with the sign on the Chow sign. Because now they have a sign attached to their sign about being open for lunch.
I'm not making excuses, but we should either, in my opinion, you should either not allow it or allow it, because if it's like 30 days, I don't know when that sign.
Right, Mike's gonna
now,
have.
I was gonna say, do we have
So
a,
it's
I'm
a-
sorry,
yeah.
I just don't know when.
Yeah, we
I have an
can't-
idea, but I have no way.
Yeah,
when
that
did
is
it start? Yeah.
that's administratively burdensome for the village to go and do that, so. And maybe there's some kind of carve out we can do, but yeah, so we'll put it on a future agenda
But
for
that's what I mean,
discussion.
is
Yeah.
just that, what if all the businesses on Tripton Road
Yeah.
started adding signs, and they're not attractive, is what I'm trying to say.
No,
right?
of
We
course.
want attractive signs, it's not that we don't.
Well, somewhat size is part of it too.
Yeah.
And so we'll add it for a future item and we'll
But it's a big topic.
tackle it to, yeah, right, it's not an easy thing now, and it's prevalent around the village, so.
Yeah,
What else?
that's it,
That's it?
yeah.
Really? Lisa?
Okay, so, I thought everyone knew, but this is my penultimate meeting.
No, you're at one more.
Penultimate.
Oh, penultimate, yes, next to last, yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's
Not
correct.
alternate, penultimate.
fancy here,
The
but,
last meeting's the 28th.
yes, it is, but this is the next to the last. And so, what? Cake?
You don't like cake?
You don't know it's from you, no, I'm not.
So that kind of casey is like, yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I said, cake would be lovely, if we don't have too much on the agenda.
Well, maybe we could all,
Mike, we're not.
maybe 15 minutes earlier before the next meeting, so we can have cake.
But finish your speech.
Okay, that's all I have to really say, is that I'm leaving after 16 years. I'm not leaving, I'm just stepping away. And
So,
I'm gonna be sad, but it's just appropriate, and I think we have some good new members, and I would like Sylvan to be here too, because I want to just say, you gotta just speak up. If you have a question, there are dumb questions, but better to ask a dumb question than to make a dumb decision. So don't be afraid to, I mean, I would say, I was sitting here once and it's like, I still don't know how to read someone's plans, for example. It's like, I think I just don't get it. You just got to admit it. Do not be afraid of it. I'm just saying. Because if you have a question, somebody else probably does too, by the way. But, it's like, you start this and I think it was Brent, or I'm not even sure Brent was the person at the time, or who our code officers, they're trying to have these bollards, and I'm thinking, I don't know what a bollard is. And I mean, this is not my day job, but it gets to be actually at overtime somewhat. But just don't be afraid to speak up, because, and don't be afraid to vote no now and again. Because otherwise this doesn't work if we just don't go in the same direction. It just doesn't. You get a better discussion. If you don't like something, bring it up. And this guy here, if you really have a question you're somewhat embarrassed about or want to know more about, he'll tell you. Or Natalie, but she costs more money. That's true.
I'll research that. No. No, but I think, and we've had this discussion, I know some folks are new here, at least now I've had this discussion over the years. First of all, we'll miss you.
Thank you.
I know that you're not leaving the village. I know that you'll still be involved with some of the things of the village, which I think is amazing. And, I personally appreciate that.
Good. Well, I'm sad.
Yeah, but I get it. But we are glad that you'll still be around.
Me too, by the way.
Well, yeah. But there's a lot, Lisa and I have had this discussion over the years. There have been things over the past, I don't know, probably a decade, that Lisa and I have worked on where we've voted opposite, and then we've come back to discussion, and really both of us just like, either, Lisa, I wish I had done what you did, or Lisa being, I wish I had done what you did. So, right, that is the point of the board. The point of the board isn't to just all be like, yeah. No, right, the point of the board is to do the right thing for the village, and that's an individual choice. It's what you think. And if you have a question, and I'm Lisa, because there's stuff that comes up, I'm like, I don't know. Right, and again, it's not our day job. We don't look at legends on landscaping plans or lumens for lighting plans or sewer plans, and we've got experts for that, but ask the question. There's ask the question, because if you don't, and you come back to one of these discussions that Lisa and I say, 15 years ago, I wish I had done that thing differently.
Yeah.
Do it now.
Yeah.
So why don't you keep your emails so you can ask?
I would be delighted. In fact, I asked Jody if I could keep the copy of my code in case I need to go behind the scenes with some.
Oh, right.
Nobody wants my copy of the code, because it is woefully out of date.
Well, this is the latest one.
Yeah, you can have mine if you want. Okay, no.
No, because I want to see the changes get.
But, so I know you're here for another meeting, but we do.
Yes, but one of the other thing is, I was going to say, I think one of the reasons was, I would urge you to not cancel a meeting unless you absolutely have a reason. Because even though we didn't have anything, we could have always discussed something, like the timeline, just start.
Yeah.
And I have a slew of articles that I think are really good from the Planning Federation or whatever, and I was thinking I would like to hand those off And maybe maybe every now and again, you just have an ed thing.
Yeah.
You know, because it's hard to, you say, oh, and you get all this stuff and you can't keep up with it. But if all of you did it in discussion sometimes, and some of the stuff is just, it's the same old stuff, the same old stuff. And one of the things is, okay, you're going to the Planning Federation, and you're going.
Both of us, yeah.
Because one of the things that seems to be a trend is people changing, waiving code restrictions so that we'll get more building and things. And I'm hoping we'll get some good intel on that stuff when you go.
Kevin will know what I'm talking about. We do something similar at work. We do like everybody has their job. Here's what you're supposed to do. Here's your meetings. We have a documentation day where it's like, forget about what you have for the day. Here's a special day. Create, edit, update, delete. And so that might be a good, and we can pick a slow time of the year to do that. And we've tried to fit it in before, but we've never had a kind of official, let's talk about, yes, we have all these things that we're trying to tackle as a board, but let's talk about topics that we haven't talked about right now. Not that we're going to solve any of those issues,
No.
but at least it surfaces things.
But some of these things just raise the issues that, like, I think one was, well, I don't know the signage or not, there's signage, but they wrote it and should read on that one. But you know what I'm saying, but I would like to hand off this stuff to someone. Do I give it to him? To you?
I think
Who's
that's
got the most file space?
I think that's a great.
Who's
No,
got the most file space?
What?
Is it like, what's the format of it?
Oh, some of them are PowerPoint presentations.
Okay.
Some of them are, and some of them would be good for the newbies because it's like special use permits. And they were presentations, but they're just good. It's good stuff to read because there's always something, oh yeah,
I would
To me, I'll organize it.
I would love a bookshelf in Mike's office. That is like future topic. That'd be great. I'm not picking on you. No, I think that would be great though. Like, it's almost like a parking lot bookshelf. Like, here's some stuff we know we need to talk about, but let's plan on regularly coming
Well,
back
some
and
of
not
this is
just.
stuff that,
It's
it's just reviewing stuff we should know coming. But there might be something there that was ahead of its time and
Yep.
now it's appropriate. Because some of this,
Yeah.
we were ahead of our time and so it didn't work out. But yeah, we should be readdressing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take the stuff that I think is worthwhile. The rest, oh.
You can send it to me. Wait, Matt, Lorraine's like, wait, how much do you have?
Oh, it's not that. No, it's not that.
Send it to me and Mike and Natalie.
Yeah.
So that we
Oh,
all
it's
have
on.
If they're hard copies, bring them in all.
They're
Some of it will.
they're hard copies.
Some of it's hard copy, some of it is.
They were the
presentation.
handouts, a lot of them from the New York Planning Federation,
Yeah,
kind
well,
of things, you know.
Mike will make copies for everybody. We got a fancy printer
Okay, and the other thing, I just drove by Lansing Grove today, which is the new, the rundown apartments, and they're really looking good.
Yeah.
And they tidied up everything, you noticed that they got the windows in, they pretty much tidied up
A
the.
little bit. They've been working on the tidiness. I saw them the other day power washing the side, the bottom half of the buildings.
here.
But it's just nice to see all the new
When they pave
windows.
the parking lot, that'll make me happy.
Great.
Yes.
And I think I saw a paving contractor one day when I was walking by and I was like, yes, I hope they're gonna pave the parking lots. I
I
mean,
was wondering about that.
I know, because it's a real mess over there.
I'm sure they will.
They're gonna have to redo all that center area because they chewed it all up.
Oh, that's a mess.
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
it?
the whole, yeah, they chewed.
That could be
it all
so
up.
pretty. Trees.
There's a little playground there, the kids.
So I don't, here, this is a little current thing. I just saw today, the Voice had an article about the gentleman, two gentlemen that bought Econo Lodge and it's the same person that owns the new Dairy Queen that just opened up downtown.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So they bought Econo Lodge and what else?
I can't, something sweets, what is it?
Another place in Indigo.
The Home with Sweets?
No, up on Southville, what's it? Country Inn and Sweets.
Oh, yes.
Apparently that was part of the deal, that if they bought one, they had to buy the other, that's what the
That's odd.
conditions were.
Are they,
And it's the Patel, Andy Patel or whatever, he's out of Elvira, and they have a hotel company.
oh, at least
Visions.
it's summer.
Anyway, he is the one that, he has a Dairy Queen down in Horseheads or Elvira, and then he opens a Dairy Queen up downtown. That Dairy Queen downtown's a train wreck, by the way, so I hope they manage their apartment or their hotels better.
Yeah, the staff.
Good, isn't it?
I know.
We'll keep it in, we'll keep it in.
Yeah.
Is there still a Kentucky Fried Chicken down
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're having you, yeah, I heard that too.
Oh,
there? Again, we'll keep it with their new businesses, and that's business, and we'll, board discussion outside that, so. Okay, anything else, Lisa?
No, that's it.
Okay. Just a couple things, right, Lorraine and I are going to the Planning Federation next week. Sunday, Monday, we'll be back Tuesday. So at the next meeting, we'll provide an update on that.
That'll be good.
I will send that link out. I guess, so with, if you didn't already know, obviously with Lisa leaving, that will open up a position on the board.
Alternate.
Historically, we have offered the person who is in the alternate position that spot if the board is comfortable with it.
We don't have an alternate.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
We have Soledad.
Oh.
So that's an option. So be prepared to, at the next
She does
meeting.
know that I'm leaving, actually, 'cause I told her.
Yeah, be prepared at the next meeting to talk about that, because I would like to be able to make a recommendation to the board to appoint, either appoint or do something different, Soledad. And then if we do potentially appoint Soledad is to the permanent position that Lisa's leaving, then that would open up the alternate position. There were three other people who we'd interviewed in the past. If people are comfortable, I can reach out to them and see if they're still interested in filling the alternate position. So if people are comfortable, I can do that. That'll just be like, is that okay with folks? That I reach out to them and at least see if they're still interested for the alternate position.
Are you asking us to tell you now?
Yeah, or you can think about it.
See if Soledad is.
Yes, I was.
Well, no, that's, it's not like an official like vote thing, but,
Yeah. See if Soledad would.
and then, if they aren't, right, if she is interested and she does move up, and they are interested, then we go in that direction, right? I don't think, I think between the three of the other folks, if they are still all interested, I know at least two of them are, I think, that would, that means we won't have to reach back out to, to see if other folks are interested, so. Yeah, there were three other people. We could talk about it. There were three other people. There were four, including Soledad, who interviewed with us. So, okay. I think that's it.
Oh, ask
AI will come up with that because those are in the
I know,
board
that's what
minutes.
I'm saying.
I could ask AI.
I can see the numbers on memory over this, but that's another matter.
Natalie? Mike?
I have not always agreed with you, but I've always valued your opinion on things.
The same here. We've had our moments.
And you will have a special spot in for me, because when, I've never had a job interview before, until I came here. Once college asked me to leave, I started my own business. And you're the one that made me comfortable, because you sat next to me and we talked about all kinds of things about school board, and you made me feel comfortable
At your interview?
at the interview.
Oh, and I asked to be included, because the mayor never included the planning board at the time. And I said, well, I said, oh, how come, or I thought, I just assumed I would be invited. And then I wasn't, I said, well, this person works closest with the planning board, why wouldn't you ask the planning board chair to be on the search committee?
So that's how I found out what type of person you were, and I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I came across your application the other day, September day.
What did you apply for to get this job or a new one?
Yeah, well, when you submitted it, when you did that, I mean, because there were actually three guys.
And then the second day I was here working, you came in and went over the board and went over a bunch of stuff on there. And at the time, we had David Beer's place on there. And on the board, you usually put down what's coming up so I can keep track of it. And I see on the board, Beer. I said, wow, I really like this guy. It's nice when you found out what type of person I am. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure, really.
Couple things, we have got to, we probably have a few special permits coming up here soon. We've had one tonight, but I foresee it coming back around, and that was our informal presentation for the Bomax project. But one thing that we need to put on our radar here is Ronnie and I had a meeting with a young lady who was proposing a BESS system in our village. And it was a half-acre BESS system, so it's nothing similar to the small ones that we've had around here. The ones we've had around here are all internal, and they basically power what is closest to it, or in the case of Dairy One, it powers, Dairy One if they happen to lose, electricity goes out. This one will be feeding back to a substation. So, Brandi and I had a lot of questions, and she was very good. I mean, and what I liked is she admitted when she didn't know, but she'd find the answer out, and it was great. She would like to come in any way she can to, well, one, obviously let you know more about this project, and two, help answer any questions while we're trying to develop in the future here, a BESS system regulation similar to the solar. She would also bring one of their experts that know most of the technical questions. I'm taking a few courses on fire protection, that type of stuff. Some of you have already taken some courses on it. So I kind of want that person to come in on an informal, they've already agreed to do this, to answer any questions that we have while we're thinking about making a new local law for this. And I think it would be wise for the planning board to, it'll be a question and answer. You can throw in any questions you want with it. So I think we should be scheduling that relatively soon.
I was gonna say, I would say,
The next few.
I was gonna say next 2 meetings, I would, 2-3 meetings, look at special permit stuff that comes in, and if there's an opening, like, for them to come in, let's do it.
Yeah, she was very flexible when she came up here, just needed to know ahead of time so she could bring the right people with it.
Are folks okay with just leaving it up to Mike to get it on the, as soon as we can get it on the agenda? Yeah, I think that would be great. I know we talked about it before, so yeah.
Yeah.
But, so, okay, good, I'll let her know, and I'll try to figure out when everybody wants to come in for special permits, and see what we can figure. I don't have 2 or 3 special permits on one agenda, so. I thought I had something else, but I got all flustered.
It was the beer?
Yeah, the beer threw me off, yeah. Okay. Any other parting thoughts from anybody? No, I will entertain a motion to adjourn at 8:11 p.m. Motion by Lisa, second by Kevin, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Jim.
Good night.
Good night, Jim.
And Lisa knows I'm in denial about her leaving.
No,